Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So, getting kind of a late start this morning. We went to a benefit breakfast this morning, and we came back, and I got started planting. And I actually planted till about 10 o'clock last night, and got to the farm where we plowed the filter strips under, and got one pass around the field, and Dad ended up coming and picking me up because he was done planting corn for the night. So he took me down to the field. We brought the blue Kenworth back with the tanker behind it for his liquid fertilizer because it was empty. So we brought it back home, and that was it for the day. So nothing very exciting happened. A couple of you asked me about welding a gusset in the other side wing of the planter. We ended up taking it back to the shop. After we got it all put back together, I did all this off camera. We took it back to the shop, and we did put a gusset on the other wing, and we went over the toolbar with a fine-tooth comb looking for any cracks or anything that could be a problem, and we didn't find anything on that wing, but we did gusset it, so it's just as strong as the one that broke now. So that's something we don't have to worry about. I told Dad Strength, I said, let's go ahead and do it, because it's easy to do it now before it breaks. So we got that done. So been planting this morning, got this whole L shape done right here. As you can see, I got the L shape of this side of these filter strips planted. Turned out fantastic, looks beautiful, very nice. I don't think it could get much better than that. There's a few tufts of grass here and there that got worked up with the disc, but nothing that's going to be a problem. It'll dry out and die off, and if it doesn't die when we spray the beans, it'll get killed by the spray. So looks real good. I'm happy with it. So now I'm going to head over there and do that side of the farm, get that all planted, and we'll get some video over there. So the only thing I've had to do different is in this plowed ground. It's pretty soft, so I got to hold the toolbar up a little bit on the planter and not put so much down pressure on it, because if I do, the gauge wheels and seat openers, they'll start pushing and it'll start dragging dirt with it, which, as soft as it is, I can understand why it does that. So I'm going to head over there now, and we'll get that planted, and then we'll get moved on. We'll have to go get beans sometime here in the next hour or so. I do got some good news. The battery cable came back from my truck. So Dad Strength and I are going to get that put back together this evening. And we do have to do a little modification to the new battery cable. It's not exactly direct fit, but it's not going to be very hard to modify it to make it work. So let's get started and see what we can get done today. Well, we're going to get this plowed ground planted now. I need to clean my back window a little bit. I already made the pass right along the ditch, because it's kind of hard to make the first pass and hold my phone, and yeah. Turned out real nice, I think. Well, I'm back at the shop now. I need to come get some beans. And while I'm here, I'm going to diagnose my seat, because last night I got out in the field to unpin my markers. Got back in the tractor, and I sat down in the seat like I usually do, and it didn't go up and it didn't go down. Because usually, you know, it's kind of a little bit bouncy when you sit in it, and it's solid as can be. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. I need to figure out what's wrong with it. It is a hydraulic seat. The 40 series had the hydraulic seats in them. And you can adjust them for a smooth or a firm ride, and then you can adjust the height up and down. Well, it is all the way to the top. And usually when a seat goes bad, they usually just drop to the floor. Well, this one went all the way up. So I'm going to take the front cover off and get in there and see if I can figure out anything that would cause the problem, because it's kind of a rough ride with it all the way to the top and solid. I've planted probably, about 50 acres since it happened, and it's kind of killing my back. So I'm going to check into it and see what's going on with it, and see if I can fix it real quick. So what I'm going to do is take that front cover off. There's just some Phillips screws. I'm going to take them off and see if I can get into the cylinder in there and see if I can find anything that fell apart or needs put back together or what the deal is. So I got the front of the seat off, and it appears that the rod that controls the height of the seat, the end is popped off the rod. So I'm going to try to pop that back on and see if we can make this work again. But this is a lever you move that controls the ride height of the seat. So I'm not sure why this popped apart. So I'm going to do a little investigating and see if I can't figure it out. Maybe it just wore enough that it popped out. I don't know. So I'll see what happened. So I got that back together. It popped back on there, so we'll see what happens. But when you're messing with these seats, use extreme caution, because these heat seats are heavier than they look. You don't want to have your hands under there and make that valve move and drop that seat, because you'll drop it right on your hand and you'll be stuck there unless you can get up and pick the seat up by hand and get your hand out. Don't ask me how I know. That kind of hurt. But, so if you're going to work on one of these seats, wedge a 2x4 or something under it, and then you'll be safe. So I'm going to put that front cover back on, and I think it'll work now. We'll try it before we put the front cover back on, though. Well, we got us a box of beans. We're going to go ahead and put it in the planter. I think we can fit one more in there, so I'm going to go get one more. Well, we're back planting now. My seat didn't last very long. That little ball socket popped out again. So I'm going to have to go Monday and order a seat cylinder kit, rebuild kit. Or hopefully maybe they'll have one in stock. We'll have to see. It'd be great if they had one in stock. And I'll pull this cylinder out and rebuild it. Put that new rod, new ball socket on it, and then it'll stay together the way it's supposed to. I actually got vice grips on it now to hold it up so that it will make the seat drop down so it's not so high. And actually I'm kind of pretty much sitting on the floor now, which is better than being sitting up high with it tight. All the pressure against the bottom of the seat, making it like riding around a bar stool. So anyways, we'll get this field done. We're going to head to the next one. The next one's bean stubble. So get out of this corn stalks for a while. It just seems to be a little funner to plant bean stubble than corn stalks. So we'll get moved over and get started over there and get some more video. Well, we made it to the next farm. There's a total of 4 fields we have to plant here. They're kind of goofy shaped, so I'll be here for a little bit planting. It's not like it's a nice square field where I can get in, get out, and be done. I got a lot of ends to plant. So a viewer was asking me how I know if I have a block tube and what exactly the planter's doing. Because obviously I can only hear so much from the cab and I can only see so much from the cab. So the way I monitor that is this is the monitor for the planter. It's a Vanguard monitor. This keeps track of my acreage, my population, if I have a block tube, or it can also keep or tell you the RPMs of the fan on the cart if you have the sensor for that. In this monitor, we don't have the sensor for that. So this is the monitor itself in the cab. And then to see how much seed I have, I've got the cab cam inside the hopper of the planter. So all this is in front of the cab in front of me where I can see it easily. So we'll go outside. I got to unpin my markers. you have to pin the markers during transport so they don't flip against each other. So coming back here to the planter, these two eyes, this eye and this eye, count population. They get population off 2 rows. And then the rest, all this mess of wires and eyes, these all keep track of block tubes. So every time a seed passes, that little light will light up, it'll blink. So if that light's not blinking at all, that sensor's junk. So there, it's pretty simple setup. As soon as it doesn't sense anything going past, it'll tell me in the cab right away that, hey, we have a blockage on whatever tube. So what usually happens is, like, a big bean sometimes will stop these and plug them up, or like a piece of corn stalk will somehow flip up here and get down in the hole, and then it blocks the tube. The beans can't go through, and the alarm will go off in the cab and tell me that, hey, you got a blocked tube, you need to go out there and fix it. And usually what will happen also is the cup will fill up, and it'll start, the beans will start flipping out of here, and I'll see exactly which one it is right away. It don't take very long at all at 6 miles an hour for them to plug up and start flipping beans out. So, and usually if it's just a big bean that's kind of stuck in there or something, I just take a screwdriver and I poke down in here with the fan running, and it blows them right out. No problems. If not, I got to take a nut driver and I take the tube off, and then I go in through the hole, and I got a piece of wire I carry in the tractor cab, and I get whatever blockage is out of there, and away we go again. So pretty simple. So I'm going to get my markers unpinned, and we're going to get back at it. And another thing before we get back at it, something else that has gotten in the seed cups and blocked them is little rocks. Our floor in our hoop building where we store all of our pro boxes is railroad stone, and that railroad stone will once in a while get stuck to the bottom of the box, or it'll get stuck where the forks poke through, like if we scoot them a little bit in there, and you won't realize it, and you'll pick it up over the hopper, and that'll come unstuck and fall in the hopper once in a while. So what I like to do is every time I go get a pro box, I take the Milwaukee cordless blower, the little leaf blower, and I walk around the pro box and I blow off all the dirt or rocks or whatever, and then I don't have to worry about that. But sometimes you forget to do it, and once in a while you'll lose a little rock down in the hopper of the planter, and it'll get stuck in one of the seed cups and cause a blockage. So now we can get started. So let's get started. And another thing before we get back at it, something else that has gotten in the seed cups and blocked them is little rocks. Our floor in our hoop building where we store all of our pro boxes is railroad stone, and that railroad stone will once in a while get stuck to the bottom of the box, or it'll get stuck where the forks poke through, like if we scoot them a little bit in there, and you won't realize it, and you'll pick it up over the hopper, and that'll come unstuck and fall in the hopper once in a while. So what I like to do is every time I go get a pro box, I take the Milwaukee cordless blower, the little leaf blower, and I walk around the pro box and I blow off all the dirt or rocks or whatever, and then I don't have to worry about that. But sometimes you forget to do it, and once in a while you'll lose a little rock down in the hopper of the planter, and it'll get stuck in one of the seed cups and cause a blockage. So now we can get started. So let's get started. Well, it's been an interesting last couple hours. I pulled into the field, and I noticed something. When I set the planter down, the toolbar, it tipped forward quite a bit. I'm like, well, that's not right. Something's not right. So I picked it up and I sat it down again. It tipped forward quite a bit again. I'm like, well, that's strange. So I got out and I started investigating. 2 out of the 3 U-bolts that hold the center link for the 3-point hitch onto the toolbar were broke. Well, I was coming down the road and I hit a spot where the county had replaced a culvert. and it's kind of a dip right there. Well, I throttled back like I always do, and I went through there. Well, I just heard a strange, like, pop sound. And I thought, well, maybe it's just some row unit bounced or something, I don't know. So anyways, that pop was one or two of them U-bolts breaking. So I went all over town looking for U-bolts, couldn't find any because they're 7x7 by like 7/8. So they're good size U-bolts. So I got to thinking about it, and I called my cousin because he's got some Henniker stuff too. And he's like, yeah, we might have something laying around. So I went over there to my cousin Eric's, and by chance, he had I think a 183 International 12-row cultivator in his boneyard. And sure as shit, it had the right U-bolts on it. So I went and robbed 2 U-bolts off of it, came back and replaced mine and got planting again. I apologize, I didn't get any video of the whole deal because when it happened, I went straight into get shit fixed mode and got her fixed and didn't take any video. I mean, you could have probably told me at that time that there's an asteroid about to hit the Earth, and I would have still stuck with the planter and fixed it because I was that determined to get it fixed. So anyways, I'm going to keep planting and see what I can get done this evening yet, because I want to get all this planted because this gets wet, and it's supposed to rain tonight. The rain's been holding off, luckily, but it's supposed to rain tonight, and this through here gets really wet, and I just want to get it planted and be done with it. So anyways, thank you to my cousin Eric for having them U-bolts and letting me use them. I'll get them replaced Monday as soon as I can get them ordered. I'm sure a Case dealer or John Deere dealer has them in stock, just TSC doesn't have anything, or the farm store here in town don't have them, which they are a good sized U-bolt and they're kind of hard to come by. So anyways, I think I'm going to end this episode right here because we got plenty, and I just want to thank everybody for watching. I'm over 6,000 subscribers now, almost to 7,000, or getting close. So I greatly appreciate everybody that's followed the channel, and all the comments saying how good the channel is. I really appreciate that too. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and give me a like, give me a subscribe, share my videos, get me out there. I appreciate that. So anyways, thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next one.